Hello there, good afternoon. It is Monday, the 6th day of May. Thank you very much for tuning in to the exclusive Catholic Television Broadcasting Ministry, Capuchin TV here in Kenya. You are right on time for this Back to School campaign discourse brought to you by Capuchin Television in association with Equity Bank. And of course, our dear viewer, we are all aware that the heavy downpours, others call it El Nino, rains continue to wreak havoc in most parts of the country and have disrupted operations including the economy, transportation, livelihoods, as well as school dates or rather the second term school reopening. And this gives us more reason to walk this talk on the Back to School campaign. The Back to School campaign, dear viewers, is upon us, and the postponement of the school reopening is somehow that is due to the devastating heavy rains gives parents and guardians more time to find ways of filling up the deficit of the Back to School campaign. Now, Equity Bank promises safer and more convenient ways to pay school fees as well as back to school shopping. But how exactly do they do this, and why do they guarantee this? Joining me to shed more light on this is none other than Sister Juana Teresa of the Assumption Sisters of Eldoret, who is the relationship manager Equity Bank religious sector. Good afternoon, sister.
Good afternoon, Sasha.
Thank you very much for making time for this conversation.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about your role at Equity Bank.
So, as you said, I'm Sister Teresa Juana. I belong to Assumption Sisters of Eldoret. I've been working with Equity for the last 10 years. I'm a relationship manager, religious sector. But it doesn't mean that when I'm working with the religious leaders and institutions, it doesn't mean that I cannot tell you what Equity is all about banking on individuals or in groups, or in private sector, in corporate institution. For 10 years, I've learned a lot, and I thank God. So I manage relationship between religious and religious-related institutions.
Thank you for coming to speak to us about Back to School campaign. Well, and my name is Sasha Elizabeth, and as usual, we give you an opportunity to weigh in on the conversation. If you've got any questions regarding Back to School campaign, particularly tying in well with what Equity Bank does, do not shy away from dropping your comments on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. You can use the hashtag Back to School campaign, hashtag Capuchin TV. And on We Start, of course, there are also our contacts, 0717-424-866. You send your questions and we'll get Sister Juana to respond to them in real time. And off we start with our conversation system. Karibu sana. And as the new school term, of course, it was supposed to commence, that was on the 29th, but the government found it really safer for the children to stay at home due to the devastating rains that have continued to cause a lot of damage, of course, claiming lives. How has Equity made it easy for parents, guardians, and students to pay for school fees and back to school shopping?
Equity Bank is feeling the parents about on paying the school fees. We are encouraging the parents not to carry cash, not to transfer cash, and we have over 200 branches, Equity branches across the country. We have over 40,000 agents where parents can go and pay their school fees. When they go to pay their school fees, they'll be asked about their names, their admission numbers. So when they put in the bank, it will capture their officials' names, so that when you go back to the school with the receipt, printed receipt, the accountant or the bursar will be able to capture the records as per the receipts, and then it will be easier for the reconciliation of the fees which has been paid. So over our 200 branches across the country, and we are continuing to open more, and over 40,000 agents, you can deposit your fees at your convenient place. You cannot go 1 kilometer or 100 meters, especially in Nairobi, when you don't see Equity Bank. Within any town, you will meet Equity agent, where you are enabled to pay your school fees. All these are opened because to enable parents to pay their school fees and to deposit their cash. And when you go to the branches, when you have an account with Equity, you can buy a banker's check of 100 shillings, then you present to your school of choice.
Thank you, sister. And we are living in a digital age. Has Equity Bank leveraged on this to make sure that service delivery to their customer is more efficient and convenient to them?
Yes, our CEO calls himself a CEO of digitization. When it comes to digitization, Equity is number one. It has been recognized many times. And we have Equitel. Equitel can transfer from Equity to Equity for free. We have *247#. *247# from your mobile phone, which you have registered in the branch, or which you want to register. You can open an account at your convenient place and you start depositing money. We have mobile, Equity Mobile, where it captures all your accounts on one-stop shop, that you can do any transactions at the comfort of your zone. And we have PesaLink, where you can transfer money. You can do when you go to any of this, you realize that Equity is the key. It's playing a bigger role when it comes to digitization, because with our over 17 million customers, we can't serve them all. But now we want them to make them bankers at the comfort of their zone, that they can do everything wherever they are. Open an account, deposit money, transfer money. You don't need branches. The branches are just there to manage relationship. That you have an issue, you want one-on-one, you can go there. But we have made digitization the best in banking sector. And we thank God for that, because we don't take for granted. God has really blessed our leadership when it comes to digitization. And we have solved the solutions of many. People don't walk into the bank no more. They are working at home. You only need to call the official number, which is 0763 000 000 for guidance, or visit any of our more than 200 Equity branches across the country. And you can even send money not only within Kenya, across the country. We have crossed the borders. We have even the branch who are dedicated to serve foreigners in other countries, and they are in US, they are in America, they are in Australia, whichever country they are working, they operate from Kenya. So you don't need an account outside, but you can operate from home.
Exactly, and we have most financial institutions embracing this culture of having applications, apps, so that all the services are just concentrated in or centralized in that particular app, so their clients do not have to move around. I think it is quite a good idea in this time and age, considering that we try as much as possible to make sure that services, whether they are government or private institution services, are more convenient, cutting down on the conventional convoluted queues that we used to witness before. So if it's something like it's easy to find, you just do it. You just tap your phone or your digital gadget and you are able to access the services. There are still customers who would wish to. Has Equity?
Yes, because of data protection and policy, the regulator says you must have an account for you to get a banker's check and to track your progress on financial. So when you have an account with Equity, or when you can open through *247# from whatever mobile, you can start sending money to your account, then go to any branch, buy a banker's check at only 100 shillings. Only 100 shillings. Because when you transfer to another mobile or to another institution, it is very expensive. But only 100 shillings, buy a banker's check, present to your school or college, and then you'll be given a receipt.
So it's a prerequisite requirement for one to have an Equity Bank account for them to be able to get a banker's check.
Yes, because there is something we call KYC, know your customer. If you just come with cash and we don't know you, the only thing that can make us to know you is you have an account with us, because we'll have your ID, we'll have your KRA PIN, we will have your photo, so that in case of anything, it's good to support you. So, like, you cannot have a neighbor who comes to you when you don't have a relationship. The relationship in the bank starts with opening an account. You open an account, then you start now there's a relationship that you can work with you, and that's why we say when you have an account, if you don't want to transfer or to use that 247 hash or to go to the bank to transfer or to go to the agent, you can just buy a banker's check, and then under banker's check you can buy up to 1 million. One banker's check at only 100 shillings.
Great. So I think that gives a preamble background information on what you expect from Equity Bank. Now let's go to what is happening currently in our country. The country has been, it's not even due to the recent heavy rains, the country has been grappling with the tough economic times, and we have seen even with the heavy rains now, the situation has become even worse. There are families that are displaced, there are families that have lost their means of livelihood, there are those who do not even know, not to mention about even back to school. They don't even have a home, a roof on their head. Thousands have been displaced, hundreds have lost their lives. How is Equity supporting its customers to make back to school payments of this term that is expected to resume anytime soon?
So when it comes to those who have been affected, we are praying for you, and we say, Paul, for what has happened, it's a natural disaster. And as a bank, it has come up with roll out a 700 billion shillings, which we call Africa Recovery and Resilience Plan, because each and every person, wherever you are, you need some cash. So the 700 million, you can access it through your account, at the comfort of your zone. We say pesa iko mkononi. Equity, we say pesa uko nayo. Ukuji kutafuta, ipo. So what you do, just dial *247. If your account has been active for the last 6 months, check your limit. Check your limit. There are people who can borrow up to 3 million unsecured. And when I say unsecured, you don't need to bring security, because it is system originated that it regulates how active is your account. So don't carry money in your cash, or just let it come through the bank. The system will monitor you. It's like a teacher marking marks and then giving you an A, a B. So what happens is that the system will gauge you. How active are you? How faithful are you to the bank? Because I always say that when you have a neighbor who is not coming to you, you cannot even give that neighbor any cash if she comes. You cannot be interested in that neighbor to support. But a neighbor who is journeying with you is a neighbor that when he comes, whatever, even if he wants a chicken to go and slaughter a goat, a sheep, ingoho. You will give that neighbor. And that's why Equity comes in, that you can say that yes, you are our customer. For the last 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, your account in the system, it can rate. How much can you get? So we have 700 million shillings, which has been rolled out in the program called Africa Recovery and Resilience Plan. Because everything that you do, you need to, every damage that is caused, you need money. So you can paid and secured. You see, when we say about security is something that you need to bring something. But this one you can have roll out that here is the money. If you are a faithful customer, if you are an active customer, check your limit. *247 hash, Equity Mobile, Equitel. Check your limit. There is loan. Check your loan limit. How much? Some people you can even borrow up to 1 million unsecured, but you don't know because you don't know how to check your limit. And the process is well stipulated on the app. It's well stipulated on the phone. It's well stipulated on our mobile platform, and we have variety. If you have Mulika Mwizi, *247 hash, go the process. Whichever mobile number that you wish to use, you can even open an account. If you don't have, at the comfort of your zone, start crediting money. And when you credit money with your mobile phone, business number 247 247, which means you are working 24/7. So you just open your account, start depositing. Business number 247, account number is your mobile number, Equitel account or account number. You just put your account number, then you proceed.
Is this money available to individuals, groups, or corporates? religious congregations or institutions, and do they have, for how long do they have to hold or to save with Equity Bank to qualify to apply for a loan?
At least for the system to rate your faithfulness, at least 6 months. You should be active at least 6, because it is system that gauges you. It's not an individual. You just, it's a system. So the more active you are, the more faithful you are to the bank, the better for you. You get an unsecured loan.
So it's available to all the groups? Or
it's available to all the groups, but now when it comes to, let's say it's an account, the mandate is 3 to sign, 2 to sign. Now you visit the branch. Now they advise you according to your, how active is your account. Yes.
Okay.
It's available to everybody, but now when it comes to 3 to sign, 2 to sign, it's a mandate that you have tied yourself that only, if me and you cannot sign, the account cannot be acted upon. But when it's for individual, you just, it's for your own, mandate is yours. Pesa mkononi.
Pesa mkononi.
Yes.
And you work together
and
all
you work
the
together.
way.
Yes.
Now, speaking of pesa mkononi, we have seen there's a very sad story of a young schoolboy who was trying to salvage some of his school belongings during the ongoing demolitions when the government earmarked some places as dangerous. Of course, there are some seasonal rivers and, of course, places that are just prone to flooding. Now, because some people feel they're not able to vacate or they don't have elsewhere to relocate to, unfortunately, this boy lost his life trying to salvage some of his belongings. And during such times, this is when financial institutions come in handy with advice, with any form of cushioning in case of they suffer any loss. What does Equity has in store for such groups of people in our community?
What I can say with such groups of people, because it's individual best case, you visit the branch, then you'll be advised, especially the guardian. You see, the guardian is the relationship, because he also has an account. It's a relationship that we have. So he visits the branch, then he'll be advised. Maybe you are there, your account has been active, you can get that loan, you restart your life, because at the end of the day, your life is the most precious gift that God has given you. And we should also be hopeful. It's sorry that that boy died, but let the parents visit the branch, then they can be advised on way forward. And especially if they are Equity customer, it's very easy to manage them.
Thank you very much, sister. And probably, I think you also mentioned something about the digital gadgets, but anything specific or more important that the Equity clients should know about mobile services or products that they can really maximize on or take advantage of during the back-to-school preparations?
So like when we have launched 5G network on Equitel, so you can visit the branch to upgrade to 5G, which is very fast, and it gives you a lot of comfort, speed. It has numerous benefits on that. But when you don't have an account, just star 247 hash, or when you are an Equity customer, there are many people who are our customers, but they don't know what goes on in the bank. Just visit the branch manager, the credit manager, or the operations manager, or the staff. There are those who manages the relationship for the customers, or they can call 0763 000 000 0763 000 000. The customers will our relationship managers will attend to them. That is the only number that you can call, and it's the only number that the bank can call you, because they are fraudsters and they tend to be Equity account professionals or staff who will call you and say, we are from Equity, please do 1, 2, 3. We are not allowed to check any person's account. We are not allowed.
So there's this specific number.
The specific number 0763 000 000 or 0763 000 000. Anybody calling you apart from that number, that's a fraudster. And mostly they'll say, we are Equity Bank customers. We are not allowed to check personal detail on the account. People are cheeky, the economy is bad, and people are trying their best. Absolutely. So never share your personal details, your ID. And there are people who normally put on social media their ID number, their birthdays, You go to the hotel, you are using public Wi-Fi, and you are doing some personal things online. That's how you are trapped. There are people who are very good, who are very smart, that they can access your information, especially when you use public Wi-Fi. Some people, maybe I trust you are my sister, you are my friend, or some people that are very good, they'll see your PIN. In fact, your ID is you need to keep it very confidential. Your ID number, your official names, because most fraudsters, they'll use that. Some people, they'll use their PIN as the ID number as their PIN. Or on the ID, they have their birth date there. Let's say I was born in 1990. Then that is the same PIN I'm using in 1990. People will guess. They'll get your ID, they'll put that PIN, and the funds will go. Or it's an app you're using, then you're using your year of birth. It is very easy for people to manage you when it comes to financials. And at the moment, the economy is bad. Watch watu wakae chonjo.
Kabisa. That's quite necessary. Thank you very much, sister, for that precaution, because we have witnessed this. Some victims are crying foul on social media, who have fallen gullible to these mobile scammers, fraudsters. Everyone is struggling, and situations is tough to each and everyone. So people, it's a struggle for existence, survival of the fittest. So beware, even as you prepare for back to school, even as you try to bounce back from the drastic implications of the ongoing heavy rains. My director says it's a time to take a breather, but we'll be right back with more on Back to School campaign. So stay tuned.
Cada vocación es un diamante en bruto que hay que pulir, trabajar, al que hay que darle forma en todas sus caras. Un buen sacerdote, una monja, deben ser primero de todo un hombre o una mujer formados, trabajados por la gracia del Señor. Personas conscientes de sus límites y dispuestas a llevar una vida de oración, de dedicación al testimonio del Evangelio. Su preparación tiene que ser integral, debe desarrollarse ya desde el seminario y el noviciado, en contacto directo con la vida de las demás personas. Esto es fundamental. La formación no se acaba en un momento determinado, sino que va continuando a lo largo de toda la vida, a lo largo de los años, integrando a la persona intelectual, humana, afectiva, espiritualmente. Y también su preparación para vivir en comunidad. Tan enriquecedora es la vida en comunidad, porque a veces puede ser difícil. Porque no es lo mismo vivir juntos que vivir en comunidad. Oremos para que los religiosos, las religiosas, los seminaristas crezcan en su camino vocacional a través de una formación humana, pastoral, espiritual y comunitaria que les lleve a ser testigos creíbles del Evangelio.
All right. Thank you and welcome back to this special segment. This is Back to School campaign brought to you by Capuchin TV, and of course in partnership with the Equity Bank. And of course, as we see, it's quite paramount. Always, so many people tend to of course, crack your head when it comes to back to school. We are glad that you're still keeping tabs with us on this conversation. In studio, I have Sister Juana Teresa of the Assumption Sisters of Eldoret, who is the relationship manager of the religious sector and Equity Bank. And now we continue with our conversation, but first, there's a question, Sister. Allow me to ask this question so you can respond to it before we proceed with our conversation. We have Brother Simon Kivuva, who is asking, he says, thank you for the input, but to what extent is equity equitable, and which categories of problems do you prioritize? So he's asking, to what extent is equity equitable? It's like equitable to handle the different issues that the clients are facing currently, and which categories of problems do you prioritize as Equity Bank?
As the bank, thank you for that question. As a bank, you see, every institution, it has a CSR, corporate social responsibility. And as Equity, it is focused on one, which is well known, Wings to Fly. Wings to Fly, we have sponsored over 60,000 students, and some have gone to study abroad. Because as an institution, you have to be focused on what are we focusing on. Because that is well known. Equity is well known with Wings to Fly. And even others are starting it, but we thank God who has enabled us to sponsor. Imagine 60,000 students. One university has got how many students? One university. How many thousands?
Thousands of.
How? In fact, it's like
at any given session, based on the statistics of my undergrad university, was around 10,000 at any given semester. Yeah,
10,000. Imagine Equity has sponsored over 60,000. Now, as per today, it's over 60,000. 60,000 is like you are sponsoring 6 universities from poor background, and there are committees who are dedicated to at least try as much as possible to see that these are the students who are in need of that scholarship. That is one. Because we believe, I better teach you how to fish than giving you fish to eat. Secondly, apart from Wings to Fly, which is well known, we have and when it comes to sponsoring the Wings to Fly, the school fees is paid, the transport to school and back is paid, all the shopping is paid. What we need, just the parents, is to give them security when they're at home and encourage them to continue working hard. 2, we have a program called entrepreneurship training. We have experts in entrepreneurship training, and we train for free. If you go and say you want to train people or a group, per hour you are charged 10,000. I'm also a trainer. Per hour people are charged 10,000. Imagine if people will give you like every weekend the whole day for 6 weeks or 2 months to be trained, to be equipped with skills to do your entrepreneurship business. That, yes, most of us, we are going to school, but we don't have skills for entrepreneurship to run our business. People are doing business. How come some people are very rich? You start with groundnuts for 30 shillings and you end up owning a 5-star hotel. Those are our customers. We have stories to tell, and we thank God. Somebody started with 30 shillings groundnuts and now owns a 5-star hotel. Even if you could have given that person $1 million, she could not be owning a 5-star hotel. And many people who are driving maybe their motorbikes, who are selling vegetables, you can find somebody selling vegetables, or somebody has a butchery. But then you find this person has grown, he has a good house. That person takes children to school comfortably. Why? Every business, you start small, then you grow, because we believe in empowering with skills. The skills, and we do it for free. You want any branch has got those trainers, and they'll train you for free. And I always give the best. Personally, I've gone through those training, and I really thank God. If there's anything that have benefited me, is to go through entrepreneurship training. And then we have the third one, we have leadership program. Leadership program, we take the best girl, the best boy. After the KCSE is out, we take best girl, best boy in the best university in the world. Who can do that? That's we are devoted to that, and we do it for free. A percentage of what we make, God has blessed us to make, it goes to this program. And imagine employees to be paid every month to train our own people. And we have groups who have started, at least if you have 15 groups, I can link you to an entrepreneurship trainer, then they take you through. In the next 5 years, 10 years, you'll have a story to tell. Because personally, I believe, and even that's what the bank believes in, teach them how to fish. If you give them fish to eat, they'll come back. But if you teach them to fish, they'll know how to fish, and they'll have the skills to continue with life and celebrate their creator who created them.
Yes. I concur with that. They say gallons of fountain water is not enough. Take me to the source.
Yes.
That is exactly what reflects that. Teach them how to fish. I think it's a message that the late servant of God also reiterated some time back. So thank you for that, sister. And allow me to take you back a little bit on how Equity is supporting its customers to make back-to-school payment. This time we have public schools, we have public Catholic-sponsored schools, and then we have private schools. Some of them, they are just independent private schools that are owned by individuals or other organizations or church denominations. Then we have Capuchin that are owned by the Catholic Church, private schools under the Catholic Church. How do you support these private educational institutions as Equity Bank?
We recognize any institution, however small it is or how big it is, to be our partners. We really appreciate, and there are many people who are coming to us. So what they need to do is to open an account, and then they'll get advice. Yes, you have opened I can still open an account and stay back, not put anything. But what are you going to get after opening an account? And each school is treated, or institution is treated differently, depending on their needs. But now, like CAPSA, which is an umbrella of private schools, we have an MOU with them. So when you have an MOU, even a school, you can create an MOU. So when you have an MOU with them, the way you have with CAPSA and other institutions, they get working capital, they get asset finance, they get short-term credit loans, salary advance. So when you have the MOU with you, your employees can come comfortably and ask advance. Your employees, if the account is active, they can borrow online without coming to the employer to borrow the loan. Because they know once you are... If you want to be spiritually strong, come to sister, go to a priest. If you want to be financially strong, work with the banker. Yes. But we are doing amazing things. But you only need to be a friend to one of the managers so that you can learn from them. This is learning that you don't pay school fees. They are there to teach you. They are there to journey with you. They are there. Be a friend. Because a friend, you need to understand who is your friend. What are you earning from your friend? Is it something that can make you improve your tomorrow? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Because if you want to be spiritually strong, and I always keep it, we have to be spiritually strong. We have to be economically strong. Every institution is struggling, but struggle and then be strategic. Who is advising you financially? Who is advising you spiritually?
Thank you for that. I think the message is home, sister. Now, allow me to ask this. Being the relationship manager, religious sector, what products do you have for the religious people, religious men and women, and is it only for the Catholic, or does it cut across other religious denominations that exist in our country?
Yes, I'm a Catholic, and I'm always at home when I serve the Catholics, but the bank or my department embraces all religions. There are even churches that the management has come to us, submitted the requirements, and we say we have an MOU with you. If we have an MOU with you, we are assured that you are now our full customer. You get check-offs. There are those people who get even up to 3 million. You come within 24 hours, you are given your cash. And when it comes to churches, we came up with an account called Name Account, whereby this Name Account, that's what we onboard them, that if it's a church account, you're not doing business. It's not as, you're not doing business. We'll open you a current account or a saving account that doesn't charge any withdrawal, any check processing, it doesn't charge. From January to December, that is our gift to you. That you can collect those, the little coin that we charge you to pay school fee for a poor person somewhere else. So we have over 45,000 churches, institutions that are banking with us. And we sometimes I look at it and I say, thank you, God. There's nothing I can repay you. Because people are committed. We are who we are as a bank because of you customers. And our management is dedicated to appreciate. We really thank our customers. And in the next few years, couple of years, we aim to celebrate 100 million customers. We have good plans, and we know God will make it for us. In the next 10 years, or less than 10, our plan is to reach 100 million customers. Imagine when you have 100 million customers, and you, through your mobile banking or whatever, you just give us 30 shillings per month. 30 shillings times 100 million customers. How much is that? So in life, you need to be strategist. You need to be a strategist to survive.
Summing to billions.
Yeah. That's our aim, and we pray to God that our prayer will be heard. That in the next couple of years, we will have 100. We will celebrate to have 100 million customers. That's our plan, and we thank God for the many customers who are coming in to open account online, to work in the branches. They are made us to be who we are today, and we really appreciate them.
Great, and of course we will be here. It's good that Capuchin TV is right here, always open. The gates are open to partner with the different financial institutions, financial vehicles, savings and credit institutions. And when you mark 100 million customers target, I hope you will go back to this conversation today. And we say God has done it.
I'll come back to say God has did it. We thank God. And even how we are empowering customers, we have a product called, you see, most church institutions, they have Forex. Forex means you have dollar, you have euro. There's a product that we have come up with, and it's very interesting. It's called Easy Effects. We give you a platform. You don't need to come to the branch. It's another like mobile. You use your laptop to do a transaction. That here you have an Equity Kenya shilling account, you have a dollar account, you have a euro account. It gives you comfort to do exchange at the comfort of your zone, and it will show you the rate. So you just want to wait until the rate is as good as you want, then you click, just a click of a button, and you change the money either to Kenya shilling account or to your account or to US dollar account or other foreign currencies account. And we are trying, imagine serving, we are busy thinking, if we have 100 million customers, how are we going to serve them? We have to make them bankers. And people who have used the Easy Effect, they say, it is giving them a good return. They tell me, I don't need to call you. If you give me Easy Effects, I'm good at home. I'm saving a lot. Because it is the system. You will bargain with the system, not with me. And it's doing, we have EasyBiz. EasyBiz is, you want to pay the salaries for the employees. You want to transfer across borders. You need to do it at the comfort of your zone. You don't need to come to the bank. And many people who have used our EasyBiz, they say, it is well. It is well with Equity. And they are really touching our lives. We have Paybills, we have Lipa na Equity. We are onboarding customers day and night, and they're happy about our products.
Thank you very much for that, sister. And of course, that's quite clear. And before, because our time is really running up so fast, but we need to understand, could you please shed more light about shopping or pay with Equity, pay shopping with Equity, and how or where can one do this?
So when it comes to paying with Equity, we encourage our customers to take Visa cards, to take credit cards, it's to take prepaid cards, It's Visa branded or MasterCard branded, and you can swipe it anywhere in the world. Like when you say credit cards, is that we give you money in that card. It's like we're advancing you a loan. You just apply according to the limit you can achieve, we give you. Then you can do it as a debit card. You link up to your account, or you can do it, those who don't want to have an account with Equity, we have also given them an option. You get a debit card. A debit card, you just go with your ID, and then you are given a debit card. ID, copy of carry, you are given a debit card, you don't need to have an account. Then you use *247#. There is a long account number. This card, your identity is that number, not your name. You *247#, you send money to the card. So with that card, you're prepared. For those who are not able to have an account with Equity, we give you a prepaid card. You can swipe anywhere. You can swipe in the petrol station. You can swipe when you are shopping. You can swipe in supermarkets. You can swipe wherever there is our merchant, or any merchant. You can swipe you can swipe anywhere. And also debit card we are issuing to students. Any principal or head teacher who is here, you can visit any of the branch to request Equity branch to supply them with debit cards. This is how they'll organize, so that a parent can only send pocket money to a debit card, not to the teacher.
The teacher.
They give you convenience that even you can check with your mobile app, you can check the balance in that credit card. You have a debit card, it will be connected to your, you have it on your app. You can check, my daughter or my son is having, balance is 500. Can I add 1,500 to make it 2,000? So you can control wherever you are, and you make sure your child is not stuffing at school. So you don't need to have an account to get a prepaid card. A prepaid card. A prepaid card means you pay the card before you use it. From Mpesa to the card, then you swipe wherever you want. And it's safe because you cannot start saying, I don't have cash. You can save. Maybe every week you put 200. After 1 month you have 800. You can swipe in the petrol station. You can go to the supermarket to do whatever you want with it.
Thank you, sister, for that. And Christopher Kosgei says, of course, you've reminded me how my sister struggles to ensure that his sons back to school receive the amount she has to send through the teacher. And there's an easy way of that debit card that she can monitor and know, be sure that my son, there's a time she sent the money, but the son could not get it. Later on, she realized that the teacher forgot. So I think this makes it more convenient. And for the exchange, the different currencies, I think for somebody who really travels a lot, it could be sort of an advantage to transact even in such countries that use a different currency. Christopher Kosgei say, thanks. I'm following from Barsombe Moiben. Thank you, Christopher, for following. We have Fifi Emush, she's also following. The question, I think Simon Kivuva, you got the response for your question. If you have more details, I think as a wrap-up, sister is going to give details on how you can reach them out with more information. Regina Nyambura says, Sister Regina here following from Eldoret, Tarbo. Congratulations, Sister Regina. Thank you for watching, sister. We have Joyce Ngovi also, who says is following from Mombasa. Our regards to Mombasa, to the people of Mombasa, and of course to the Capuchin TV fans. Sisters, a parting shot because our time is up. Please tell us whom should one contact in case of any queries regarding back to school, regarding pay with Equity, or any other queries about banking and credit facilities or loans from Equity Bank.
For more information, you can call 0763 000 000 in case you have any challenge, in case you have anything you want to ask, you want a loan, you can call 0763 000 000, or any fraudster calling you, purporting to be Equity staff. Send that number and the message to 333. It will be blocked. The number will be blocked, and we are trying as much as possible to safeguard our customer. The confidentiality of our customer is key to us, and we are trying our level best to make sure that the our customers are so dear to us, and they don't lose their money, and they should never accept, I repeat, never accept any call from anybody purporting to be Equity customer. Never click to any link, either via SMS or email that you don't know, because that's how the fraudsters will get your information to key into your account, whichever. Never trust anybody when it comes to your account. And even as a bank, we are there to the issue of data protection policy. We don't share anything to anybody. It is you and the bank, and it is you. The confidentiality, I think we are up to date, and we are trying our level best to increase our numbers to 100 million. Please join us to be part of this great journey that we can journey with you. And for religious leaders, you can visit the branch, ask the branch manager. We finance any project, and there's something called Know Your Customer. Please come, we know you, and we'll support you.
Absolutely.
Don't stay away.
Thank you very much, sister. We really appreciate your time. That has been quite a rich information. I doubt that you would be having more queries, but of course, if for more details, if you are a client or indeed seek out to hold an account with Equity Bank, so you can benefit from all these products and services that they offer to their clients, then you can reach out to them through the number that is popping on your screen right now. And of course, that is the only actual number. Privacy is key at this age and era. There's quite a lot of breaches, but as sister says, they guarantee you that privacy. Wrapping up, remember not to misuse the little savings you have for back to school. Stay safe wherever you are. Keep off flooded roads, and let's pray together for the better weather conditions, and most particularly for those who have been drastically affected by the ongoing heavy downpours across the country. If you want to be a strong, spiritually join a religious congregation, and if you want to be strong financially, develop strong financial muscles, then partner with a credible financial institution. And as a journalist, I'll say if you want to be proficient in this field, then hop onto the bandwagon. My name is Captain Sasha. See you next time. Goodbye.